Welcome to week 5. This is a very straightforward week, very important week, as it deals with learning standards, goals, objectives, and how to write those. And I want to point out chapter 7 in your textbook. It's easy to forget about the textbook with so much going on, but a learning goal is defined here. So it's a good place to look for that. Now, some people use goals and objectives interchangeably. And ask your cooperating teacher about goals and standards and objectives, and they may say learning goals. Oh, we call those this here. This is how this fits here. But this is the overall look at learning goals that you're going to work with. And when you look at what you're going to, this explains it. This sheet that is this week, writing objectives and learning goals. Access this week. A standard, most of you know what standards are. They could be state content. They could be Common Core. Look to your own state for standards. You can find those easily. The goal is broad in general. Each unit plan begins with a learning goal. And then the learning objectives, they are very specific and measurable. So this might be, what are the goals for the unit? I want the students to learn more about multiplication. What is expected by the end of the unit? And that really gets into the learning objectives here. Now, you always think about Bloom's taxonomy, but here's some good examples of learning objectives. They have to be measurable. TSWBAT, the student will be able to, at the end of the unit, the student will be able to identify the noun, verb, and objective of the sentence and define each part of speech. So that's the objective. That would be to the larger goal of helping a student learn more about parts of speech and a state standard that might talk about that. So it's a very important piece of paper to look at. And when you look at what you're going to turn in this week, step 2, unit topic goes here, the unit title goes here, the standard goes here, the goal goes here, the objective goes here. So for the unit that you're designing, that's what goes there. It's very straightforward and very simple. Now, when you look at the syllabus for this week, it's very clear there. You want to begin by, I showed you the textbook statue already. The website's on this. And also remember to look ahead to the next evaluation that's coming up. You just finished the first one, or some of you still may be waiting on it, but make sure you talk to your supervising teacher and cooperating teacher to schedule that, the evaluation 2, which is coming up at the end of week 8. Well, here's the assignment. Throughout the program, you will be required to align all your lesson plans with content standards. We've talked about standards. Part of the process, overall learning goals, objectives. So that goes back to all that. As you write your lesson plans, you should also practice embedding technology literacy into all learning activities by aligning to the ISTE standards. They're listed right here. Okay. Complete the step standard 2 that include the following: national, learning, measurable, for a unit or a lesson that you're going to create or have created. The discussion says share the learning goal and the objectives and give feedback to each, and make sure you show how they're aligned to the learning goal. A standard will help as well. So, very specific week. Hope you're having a great time in your student teaching. I did. It's a great time in your career. I look forward to sharing ideas and listening to your ideas.